Lana Terry here. I hope it's been a great week for you and that your creativity and book sales are soaring. Today, I want to talk about some myths and hangups that authors might have about marketing, specifically the paid marketing kinds of things we talk a lot about here on the show, like Amazon ads or Facebook ads or things like that. And there is some real resistance to some of these things. And so that is why we are talking today about marketing myths that might be sabotaging your success. So some people don't want to do ads because they worry that they're going to feel salesy or sleazy. And my response to that is if you're doing it right, marketing is a way to connect with people and it's a way to serve your ideal reader. So by connecting, I mean you can give somebody who's looking for your book exactly what they're looking for. That's great, right? For example, I have been kind of on the market for a long time to find a regular massage therapist. I haven't found one yet. I could go and start just looking things up, but I would have such better success just signing up for something and going and doing it if the right person came to me and said, hey, this is what we can do. And I would say, okay. Have you ever been there where you're kind of sort of looking for something, but you're not looking for it so actively, and then the right ad pops up or the right recommendation from a friend comes your way, and it's exactly what you were looking for? So if you do feel kind of sleazy, if you think about marketing, start thinking about it as a way to serve potential readers by giving them exactly what they're looking for. Now, there are ways that marketers can be really annoying and spammy, but you do not have to be that way. You can be totally true to yourself and totally respectful to your audience and still help spread the word about your books. Another really common excuse that keeps people from getting into the marketing side of the writing career is that they say, I just want to spend my time writing books. I don't want to spend time marketing my books. I totally get that. But I think that as we get more and more authors, for one thing, and as visibility gets harder, first of all, because there's just more books out there. And second of all, places like Amazon are making it harder for people to find your books if you're not doing some ads. The way that you're going to have that long, sustainable writing career that we talk about so much is by diving in to marketing. And by doing that, you're actually buying yourself more time. So here's how I see it. You might say, I don't have time to market. I just want to write. But let's say that 6 months down the road, you have to increase hours at your other job, or you have to take a second job, or you have to start hiring yourself out as an editor because your books just aren't making enough money. And that's not going to happen to everybody. And there are people who find success without doing any paid marketing at all. And if that's you, God bless you and keep doing whatever it is you're doing. And I'm so happy for you. But if that isn't you, then a way to look at the marketing is it's a way to buy yourself more time in the future because it's going to allow you to keep writing the books that you want to be writing. It also helps you creatively because I've got a couple series that I know due to ads are going to keep earning money month in and month out. Now, sometimes weird things happen for sure, which is why it's important to use your money wisely, save, do all that fun, responsible stuff we're supposed to do as contributing adults to society. But I also know that that gives me a little bit of freedom creatively to try new things. Like Forget Me Now is my first psychological thriller. I wouldn't have taken the courage to write something so different from what I normally write if I had to make next month's rent payment just from a new book. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that I've been running ads and have money coming in from some of my other series, it allows me to be a little bit more creatively experimental, which I think is really important for us as writers, is to just be stretching ourselves so that we don't get bored with what we're doing. Another myth about marketing is that you need tons of money to get started, and you don't. You can absolutely start with like $3 or $4 or $5 a day budgets, and some places won't even spend that much if you want them to. And so don't feel like you have to wait till you have $5,000 to lose on ads or anything like that. In fact, I actually recommend that almost everybody start small and then scale up. And by small, that could for sure be $50 a month, $100 a month. It's okay to start small, and it's better because you learn as you go. Some people look at authors who are making a killing due to paid ads and they say, okay, well, for sure, this person's making their millions of dollars with ads because they started 5 years ago and they were getting like 2 cent clicks from their ads. Anybody seriously can make a profit if it's only costing them 2 cents to get a click with a Facebook ad. But Facebook ads aren't 2 cents anymore. I do have some ads that are running in the teens, but I also have some ads that are as expensive as like 35 cents a click. Marketing is getting more expensive, but don't let that be an excuse, because just because ads were cheaper 2 years ago doesn't mean you shouldn't start today, because it's pretty much guaranteed that 2 years from today, they're going to be even more expensive. It's like the adage that the best time to plant a tree is 30 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today, right? And then this last kind of marketing myth that I think sabotages a lot of people's success is this idea that if your book's good enough, it should sell copies without you having to put marketing money into it. I've heard someone say something to the effect of like, ad money is the tax you have to pay for being unremarkable. In other words, like, the average writer is going to have to pay a little bit for ads, but the superb author is going to rise to the top and not have to worry about that. And like I said, if you found success without any ads at all, and I know some of you personally who listen to the show who fall into that camp, that's awesome. Now, for a lot of other people, though, don't let that mindset issue be what hangs you up, because the way I see it, if your book is that good and your writing is that good, then you should be willing to kind of put your money where your mouth is and invest in those ads, right? So, okay, a good book, a superbly written book, yes, maybe it might be one of those kinds of books that doesn't need a ton of ad money into it. But you know what? If an author of that kind of book who's already making a good living without paid ads starts paying money into ads, they're going to make even more. Okay, so don't feel like spending money on ads means that your book wasn't good enough to hold it on its own or anything like that. What that means is you believe so much in the quality of your book that you're willing to promote it. That's kind of how I look at it. And then just be careful of the way that you're looking at other authors, because sometimes our feelings of jealousy cloud the issue. Like when we look at the author who started Facebook ads when they were 2 cents a click and is now a multimillionaire. We might just be jealous and decide, okay, well, that success is for that person and it's never going to happen to us. Anytime you try to explain away why someone else is way more successful than you, what you're doing is you're basically saying it can never happen to me. And so instead, let's learn from those people and say, okay, well, I want to catch on to ads when they're 16 cents a click or 20 cents a click, so that in a few years, I'll have grown up that momentum, right? And it can take some time to get momentum, but eventually you get to the point where maybe you start with $100 one month, and then 2 months later, when your royalties come in, you have $200 to put into ads. And yeah, it might be kind of slow building, but a year of doing that consistently, you're going to be making like 3 or 4 times what you made without the ads. So keep it up. Don't let these kind of myths about marketing trip you up or hold you back. And I wish you all the success in the world. Talk to you soon.